my target behavior for the self-change project is social anxiety. For about 3 years, I have been dealing with what I now know is social anxiety. Social anxiety, by definition, is a chronic mental health condition in which social interactions cause irrational anxiety. Symptoms include trembling, blushing, social fears, and avoiding social situations. Learning how to cope with social anxiety is important for me because it can help me lower health risks like binge drinking to take the edge off or self-isolating for too long after feeling burnout from social situations, which can also lead to other mental illnesses like depression. So for my self-assessment summary, I just put a few of my answers just to explain. So first, I attributed my social anxiety to moving 700 miles away from my home and being in a foreign environment with people that I didn't really know. I figured that the real reason I wanted to change my target behavior is being shy as an adult isn't really ideal, especially with how demanding it is to be social in the college environment. The barriers to changing this behavior would be that I already have generalized anxiety and that symptoms from anxiety can be physical. Your own voice inside your head can cause me to be nervous about being social. And one of the barriers that I really think I need to change is overcoming how I talk to myself when I'm feeling anxious and to encourage myself and have more positive thoughts. For the baseline assessment, for the first time, I gathered data on how many times I engaged in negative habits associated with social anxiety. So basically what I just did for the chart is I went down Sunday through Saturday and I did 3 columns. The first column was the initial anxious thoughts in social settings. The second column is positive thoughts to stop anxiety. And the third column is negative thoughts that cause spiraling. So as you can see, the first week through, I didn't really have a lot of positive thoughts that came right after my anxious thoughts. It was more negative thoughts that caused me to be more anxious. But since it's just a baseline assessment, this is just where I started. And yeah. So after the baseline assessment, I stated some new goals. And these goals were learning how to cope with social anxiety, putting myself in positions where I can confront my fears instead of letting them control me, and learning better social skills. The interventions that I used were cognitive behavioral therapy, mindfulness, positive psychology, and reflecting. So therapy was the most helpful of the interventions because I was actually able to gain insight and see my anxiety from a different perspective. By using these techniques, I was able to cut anxious thoughts by 50% after 3 weeks of practice. So just to talk about some of the interventions I used other than therapy, mindfulness is just really when I'm being aware of my anxiety and how it's making me feel and how the physical aspect of it and what I'm thinking in that moment and how I should react to my anxiety. So really just being aware of how I'm thinking and what I should do to be more positive to myself. Positive psychology is just having a very positive mindset about my anxiety, like just having the idea that I'm gonna get over it one day and knowing that one day it'll be just something that I'm coping with and that I'll be able to overcome someday, hopefully. And reflecting is really important to me because after I have a spiraling moment or I'm feeling really anxious about something and the moment has passed, I always look back and kind of feel like I didn't handle that situation in the best way. So I think reflecting is a really great intervention to use because you can sit there and think about what you can do better the next time and the different things that you can do to calm yourself down and stuff like that. So in therapy, I was able to gain a new perspective from my therapist and learn ways to cope with how I've been feeling, which was very helpful. Reflecting helped a lot, and I will continue to use this technique in all of the challenges I run into in the future. This project has helped me appreciate being a client in therapy. I was able to better understand the steps it takes for clients of therapists to overcome their problems. I'm also appreciative of the therapists out there that hold your hand while dealing with our mental problems. I can see how it can be hard to be empathetic or encouraging about a problem they've never experienced firsthand. I'm thankful for a project in school that's actually helped me in real life to change for the better.